great game, great comeback, and he's only a true freshman. What do you have to contend with, on defense with him?
I think he's definitely a young quarterback. I think he plays with a lot of passion. He's not scared to tuck it and run. He doesn't run away from contact either. So, when you're dealing with a guy like that, you got to be wary for him coming out of pass coverage. First responders to the scramble and things like that.
Trajan, can you answer that too? Sam Howell?
The quarterback?
Yeah.
I think he's a good quarterback. I haven't really watched a lot of film on him, but from what I see, I know that he's very consistent with the ball, and he can tuck it and run it at times, and I feel like he's a good quarterback. I think we'll have to come to play Saturday, and I think we'll be ready.
What differences did you notice with watching them this year compared to last year with Carolina's offense?
I think that they do what they do well. The same thing they did last year. They're going to run the ball. They really like their backs, so they're going to do everything they can to keep the ball in their playmakers' hands. So it always starts with the run. If they can open up the run, then they can open up a lot of things. That's college football for you. So from last year to this year, that's the same thing that I see. They got some veteran guys at that position. So that's our first thing as a defense. Our thing has always been to stop the run first and deal with everything second.
Shaq, what'd you guys do with the extra time? How long did it take to put away that Florida loss and move on?
Got two questions. Now with the extra time, we really just practice, and on those days that we did have off, we're wondering what the Storm was going to do, preparing for that. I was calling home to my family because they're supposed to hit there too, but it didn't take long to put away the Florida game. Press on. That's the only thing we've been talking about. We can't sit and sulk on that. We've never been a team to sulk, so we just move on and look forward to the next one Saturday.
Jack, are you pleased with how the team has responded this past week and a half?
Yes, sir. I am. I think we've responded well. Putting together a good week of practice and still continuing to do so. I think that we're doing a really great job.
What was it like with Manny Diaz was just talking about the hurricane and the uncertainty and not knowing, and you guys have been through this before. What was that like for the team?
It was an up and down time for the team. We didn't really know what was going to happen, So, it was one day they was telling us that we were going to practice at this time, and the next day they was telling us we were going to practice at this time. So,
right.
It was up and down, but I feel like we prepared for it well, and we got back into practicing and doing what we do every day.
Yeah, we just had to prepare, going to get your gas, going to get your snacks, the power go out, then having to come to meetings. I think the team did a tremendous job with that, though, because it's really hard, like you said, it's really, uncertain. So I think we did a great job transitioning and all those things.
Jack, I guess you guys don't have as much time to watch TV or be glued to the TV to see what the thing was doing?
No. We came in each day. Coach Diaz will explain to us, show us the most recent and most reliable information on the Storm. Go to practice. After that, you can check it on your phone for a little bit, but we did a lot of transitioning. That's how I can say.
And now it's moving north.
Our family up there.
Oh, you do?
For
Yeah.
both of you guys, is there any extra motivation? I know we're always looking for storylines. We're just stupid sports writers, but people look at it from the outside and say, well, Manny Diaz is facing his former boss, the guy who fired him at Texas. Is there any extra motivation for you guys as a defense, being Manny's guys, to, hey, we really got to beat North Carolina this week to maybe get a little revenge for Manny?
Ask Coach Diaz, no comment.
I don't know about that one. I feel like, our goal is to go out there and win this game. That's been our goal every single game as a defense, as an offense. Just go out there and win, man. You don't get too caught up into everything, into Coach Diaz playing with this coach and that coach. We just go out there and play. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out there and play fast, play hard, try to get a W. That's what we're doing.
Hey, Trajan, there were some plays in the Florida game where you just really jumped off the film.
Yeah.
Just the effort you were putting into it. Talk about the tone that you're trying to set for the whole defense.
Well, my tone was really to just come out and win. When I go out there and play, I'm playing to win. Every single time, I just knew the down and distance. I knew it was third down, and I knew we had to get off the field. So, that let me know that it was going to come with something quick. And, I reacted real well, man. And, every time he caught the ball, laid the boom on it.
You had a good year last year, obviously, but like you said, you kind of popped off the field in that first game. What do you feel like is, for you, the biggest thing that's changed to maybe potentially take this leap?
I really don't get caught up in that, man. I just want to win. As a team, man, I just want to win. Man. I feel like everything goes to take care of itself. Once you put the team before yourself, and you just go out there and do what you do, and everything else is gonna come. That's how I look at it.
For each of you, what were your takeaways from watching UNC on Saturday? Obviously, a team that can't be taken lightly, and they look a lot better than they were the last 2 seasons.
I think you just have to come prepared to play for 4 quarters, 15-minute quarters, And my whole thing is, they love to run the ball. Whoever can run the ball, whoever can defend and run the best, whoever tackles the best will win the game. That's always been our theory.
So opening ACC, this is your first ACC game. That kind of brings it up another notch, yes? Or, knowing that it's an ACC
Conference game. You're exactly right, Can't afford to play with these type of games. So, we just prepare like we do for every game and put the work in, earn it. You have to earn it Monday through, Friday to make it worth it on Saturday.
Trey